Welcome everyone. In this video we are going to solve equation involving surds. This is the learning outcome for this subtopic. The method to solve equations involving surd is by squaring both sides of the equation and then check whether the answer is acceptable or not. There are three forms of surd equation that we are going to solve. It depends on the number of surds in the equation. We will solve equation involving one surd, or two surds, or three surds. And the only method to solve is by squaring both sides until there is no more surd. Question 1a is to solve square root of 2x minus 1 minus 5 equals to 0. This equation only has one surd. So the first step is to make sure only the surd on the left side. Then squaring both sides will eliminate the surd. After that, we can solve for x where x is equals to 13. However, we must check whether x equals to 13 is a correct answer by substitute x equals to 13 into the x on the left hand side. After substitute, we found out that the value of left hand side is equals to 0, which also equals to the value on the right hand side. So this answer is true for this equation. Therefore, the answer is x equals to 13. This question also has only one surd. So make sure that only surd on the left side. The rest are on the right side. Then squaring both sides and we get a quadratic equation. The quadratic on the right hand side comes from the expansion of x minus 1 squared. Then simplify the quadratic first before we factorize it to get the answer. After we get the answer, don't forget to always check the answer whether it is true or not. This time we have two values of x. So it is better to use the table to compare value on the left hand side and right hand side. The table is like this, with three columns, where first column is the value of x we get just now. The second column is the expression on the left hand side of the equation, and third column is for the right hand side. Now we substitute x equals to 0 to the left side and right side of the equation. We found out that the values are not the same on both sides. So this answer is not the correct one. After that, substitute x equals to 5 to left hand side and right hand side. And their values are the same. So this is the correct answer. Therefore, the answer is x equals to 5 only. This question involves two surds. This time, we must make sure that each side has only one surd. So move one of the surd to the right side. Then, squaring both sides, the right side must be expanded. And we get an equation which still have a surd. For this equation, we can eliminate x. Then rearrange it so that only the surd is on the left side. Simplify it, then squaring both sides and we get the answer. X equals to 1 over 4. Now we have to check this answer. Substitute x equals to 1 over 4 to the left side and the right side. Since the value are the same, so this answer is true for this equation. Therefore, x equals to 1 over 4 is the answer. This question involves three surds. So we will just directly squaring both sides. Expand the left side one by one. Square root of 3x plus 1 multiplied by itself will be equals to 3x plus 1. Square root of 3x plus 1 multiplied by negative square root of 2x minus 1 can be expressed as a single surd where we multiply the radicand. And same goes on this one. And the last one is negative square root of 2x minus 1 multiplied by itself will be equals to 2x minus 1. And the left side is only x plus 2 because we cancel out the surd by squaring. So now we simplify this equation on the left side first. 3x plus 2x equals to 5x. 1 and negative 1 can be cancelled out. The only terms left now are the surds. Since they are the same, so we can simplify it to negative 2 square root of 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2x minus 1. And the right side remain the same. Then simplify the equation. Multiply the expression in the square root and squaring both sides to cancel out the surd, and we get quadratic equation on both sides. The quadratic on the right side is from the expansion of 2x minus 1 squared. Simplify the quadratic and leave the right side equals to 0. Then factorize and we get the answer. After that, check the answer. When we substitute x equals to 1 over 2, we get the same values on both sides. So the answer x equals to 1 over 2 satisfied the equation. Meanwhile, when we substitute x equals to negative 2, the calculator will appear error, which means undefined, because the value inside the surds are negative. So we reject this answer. We only accept x equals to 1 over 2 as the final answer. So this question involves the fractions. The denominator of a fraction cannot be equals to 0. That means, in this case, the value of x cannot be equals to 0 and negative 3. So to solve this, move one of the fraction to the right side and cross multiply. Then squaring both sides will cancel out the surd. For negative 2 square root of x squared, it becomes 4x because we had to squaring the negative 2 as well. Then solve until you get the answer. After that, check the answer by substitute the value of x into the question. We found out that the values are not the same. So this question has no solution. Please submit this exercise to your lecturer before class ended. Thank you.